Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky15, where I'll be giving you my EachWay Lucky15 predictions for tomorrow's horse racing, as usual here on the channel, which we do every day. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome to Lucky15. My ultimate dream job would be a horse racing journalist, and this is the reason I created this channel, because I'm going back to university in September to study a master's degree in sports broadcasting journalism, and my main number one sport and my main passion in sport is horse racing, and that's why I created the channel, because it's the line of work that I'd like to go down one day, and I just thought I'd create this channel for a bit of fun where I can gain confidence, share with you my knowledge and passion of horse racing. And we've been doing it since March, and our channel's just kept growing and doing okay. We sometimes have our good days, some days we have bad days, but all in all it's just a bit of fun. And please subscribe to our channel here for more horse racing daily content, and just like the videos, and hopefully we can just continue having fun. But also as well, I do have some plans for the channel. I'm actually going to be introducing something new this week. If you've been following us for a while now, you know that normally our vlogs are just about betting every day in the format of an EachWay Lucky15. Well, later this week I'm going to introduce a new series called The Loader Look, which will be looking at things going on in the world of horse racing, where we can have debates, also things that we can do to improve the sport of horse racing to make it more appealing to the masses, because that's something I really want to focus on if I do become a horse racing journalist, get it out there more in the wider public, because I think it's a really misunderstood sport, and the more we can get it out there in the public eye, the more people hopefully will get into following horse racing and see that it's more than just betting. Because I would absolutely love to get out there and go to stables as well and do some vlogs there, showing you the inside world of horse racing, behind the scenes kind of look, getting some interviews with some jockeys, trainers, owners, groom staff, that kind of thing. And it'd be really nice, I think, if we could maybe do a series one day where we could follow one or two horses. I don't live too far away from some horse racing trainers, so the more subscribers we can get, the more credibility we would have approaching these horse trainers. And it'd be good to see like the journey how a horse makes from like the yard to the racetrack, and see how they perform, because sometimes, like I've said before, even though we like to back winners here on the channel, sometimes if a horse finishes second or third in a race, it's run a good race, and owners can sometimes be happy with that. So all in all, I just want to improve the world of horse racing and make it more of an appealing sport for the masses to enjoy. But it's always going to be an uphill battle, but I believe we can definitely change it, and by you subscribing to the channel we can hopefully achieve that dream of making horse racing a more popular sport. So thanks for all your support so far, and please subscribe to the channel. And like I say, we will be introducing that new series later on in the week, so stay tuned for the channel for that. I'm just going to recap on how today's selections ran. It wasn't a bad day, to be fair. We had a winner, Camilla's Wish, which we got a good price in the end, because there was a lot of money for it in the day. Its final SP was 4-1, but we managed to back it at 15-2 last night, so that was a good one there. Our other runner was at Cartmel as well, like Camilla's dream, and it was a really good performance by My Renaissance, who went out hard and nearly won, but he just kind of ran out of gas towards the end, and he finished back in second place, just a few lengths behind the leader, so he ran a good race there. Other horses we backed were Berengaria in the 440 at Ayr, which was a Mark Johnston runner. That was our long shot for the day. If you watch our vlogs, you know we do a nap and a long shot. And our long shot, Berengaria, there was a lot of money put on for him in the day. It's probably you guys watching the vlog and putting money on it, but there were a couple of non-runners, but still there was a lot of money put on it anyway. I think it went off something about 3 or 4-1 in the end, and it was leading towards the last furlong, but it just got reeled in because that horse has tended to be a front runner. It wasn't kind of the front running performance today, but it was always there, and it just got reeled in towards the end. And in fact, I think all the horses in that race, I think it was 7 horses in the race in the end, 6 of them were in and had a shout of winning, and our horse finished in 5th. Probably, I think it was probably a length and a half between the 5 horses, so that's really nothing in the world of horse racing. So at least it ran a creditable run back in defeat. And then we had Navarone, which was our nap, finished 4th, but it beat the Andrew Mount nap there. Our horse nearly got going, but didn't quite beat El Principe, which was actually quite a good performance there with Jane Elliott aboard. So yeah, it wasn't a bad day today. Hopefully we can get some more winners tomorrow, and we'll be going through a few different race cards tomorrow. We've pretty much selected one race for everywhere tomorrow because I didn't really find a lot of good races on tomorrow, but I managed to pull something out of the bag. And the first race we go to tomorrow is in Wales, in 3 o'clock at Ffos, and the horse that we've gone here is a Rafe Beckett trained horse with Pat Dobbs taking the ride tomorrow. It's called Manners Please. Now, it had a good run on its comeback with a career best performance at Haydock, where it ran on really nicely towards the end, but it was never going to catch the winner, but only finished about half a length behind the winner that day. And I think it probably needed the run, and it's only a 3-year-old, and it's going to be receiving some good weight tomorrow from some of its competitors, and it's definitely one that can make an improvement. Rafe Beckett tends to be one of those trainers that improves his horses as they go along, and I thought at 4-1 tomorrow he was one of the more likely contenders in the race, and it's probably one of their strongest races and more interesting races on paper tomorrow. So Manners Please is going to be our first selection there tomorrow, and I think he can bounce onto a good race tomorrow after his first run in quite some time. So Manners Please is our first selection tomorrow. We then go to my nap for tomorrow. We actually going over to Ireland for a change. We're going to Ballinrobe in the 7:10 with a horse that's actually normally represented by a flat trainer, but he's got a few jumps horses. Joseph Patrick O'Brien. The horse is called Treasure Chest, and it's going to be ridden by Jodie McGarvey, who is riding for the JP McManus owned horse. This horse is really interesting, I think, on paper. It's currently 2-1 at the moment with bookmakers, but I think this could be one of those horses that kind of start about this price and money goes and gets poured on for them, and they could even go short at the odds on tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if that did happen. But this horse is by Galileo, which is quite interesting. He's not known for having too many of his sons and daughters going on to jump racing, but he's made a good start so far. Treasure Chest. He won a nice race on debut where I backed him that day at 10-1, and then he ran against a Willie Mullins horse, which was an odds-on favourite at 2-5 that day, and that only just lost Treasure Chest by a few lengths, and he put in a good performance that day. And that horse, Nessun Dorma, which one of Willie Mullins, had won a race prior to that, so it had been arriving in good form, and Treasure Chest could tomorrow deliver on his initial promise so far. He's still very unexposed, and he's only 4 years old, and this horse I thought tomorrow had a great chance, especially with Joseph O'Brien firing in the winners of late, and I thought he could continue the stable's fine form tomorrow, and I thought 2-1 at Ballinrobe in the 7:10 was the kind of race I could see him winning, and that's why I've napped it for tomorrow. So hopefully our nap will come in for us there as our second selection. Our third selection tomorrow then sees us go to Nottingham in the 7:20 with a horse called Dark Power, trained by Clive Cox. One of his main jockeys that he normally uses, Adam Kirby, takes a ride, who's been a little bit cold, I will admit, on the winners recently, but Clive Cox's stable's been in really good form of late. Dark Power can be forgiven for his run last time. It was a seasonal reappearance, and you could argue that he needed the run, and he wasn't beaten miles off at Windsor. He's also a previous course and distance winner, which again is something I think that tends to bode well at Nottingham if you actually probably look into the statistics. I do remember that a lot of horses that run well at Nottingham always continue to run fairly good, promising races. So I thought at a price tomorrow, he's currently 5-1. He could definitely build on his seasonal reappearance. Clive Cox, yard in good form. I thought he was definitely an interesting contender. He's still 3 years old, so he's only been raced a couple of times, and he's still unexposed. And I thought tomorrow he could maybe bounce back and progress and improve in the right direction. So I thought Dark Power at 5-1 wasn't a bad selection there. So that's going to be our third selection tomorrow at Nottingham in the 7:20. Our last selection tomorrow is going to be our long shot for today, and we go to Chelmsford in the 7:30 with a horse called Ourmillion, trained by John Best. Kieran Fox takes the ride, who's been riding really good of late. I think he's only ridden 5 rides in the last fortnight, but he's got a 60% strike rate, and he's ridden 3 winners on his outings at the racecourse, and I thought this horse tomorrow looked quite interesting. It's still only 3 years old, still hasn't been fully exposed yet by the handicapper. It's always consistent, has been running in the places. He did have a quite a hard winter campaign, but he ran very respectably, getting a couple of wins, also a few places as well, pretty much every time. And then he returned a few weeks ago, where he finished third in a very close third, where he was nearly involved with the win at 14-1, and he's still very lightly raced. And I thought with a good draw tomorrow and a good run from his break, he could definitely take another right step in a direction and could possibly win here at Chelmsford. He tends to do very well on the all-weather, and I thought he had a good chance of making the frame in the race tomorrow. And I thought 8-1 as our long shot tomorrow. That looked quite promising on paper. So I'm going to go for Ourmillion in the last our last selection there in the 7:30 at Chelmsford. But anyway, if you've had a good day's horse racing, or you have any horse racing tips that you think are worth noting for tomorrow, or even if you want to take me on at my own selections in those races, please let us know in the comments box below. Also as well, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, to make us improve horse racing and get it out there in the public more. And please support me in my dream job to become a horse racing journalist and improving this channel. So please subscribe if you haven't already. I really want to get as many subscribers as possible. I think at least 100 is a reasonable, credible number of subscribers, and we're getting there every day. So when we kind of get to those levels, that's when I'm probably going to start seeking out, maybe getting in contact with some horse racing trainers. But I need your support to do that, so please subscribe to the channel. Also as well, please gamble responsibly. Don't bet too much. Always bet within your means, because we don't want you losing too much money on my tips, because they don't always come in. But like I say, well, I think since I've been doing this channel, we're more in profit than loss. So please stay with us there and don't be silly with your money. Also as well, you can follow us on Twitter at Lucky15. Also as well, you can like us on Facebook, but like I said before on the channel, we're more active on Twitter. Also stay tuned for that new series, Load of Looks, which will be delivered in the midweek, like I said earlier. So yeah, please subscribe, like the videos, and we'll be seeing you soon.